a rhetorical question. It is your professional responsibility, your moral obligation, and I hope your personal assignment. When spokespeople brief you on progress and breakthroughs and pragmatic solutions, ask whose freedom was negotiated away to get here. The 40,000 cannot hold a press conference. Saleh cannot correct the record, but you can. Europe has not. It claims to stand for human rights, democracy, justice. Yet its politicians ignore the crimes against my people and instead criticize the humanitarian intervention that millions of Iranians pleaded for, the intervention that eliminated the dictator and weakened the regime's apparatus of repression. 88 years after Munich, we gather here in Berlin to ask whether the world will now stand with the people of Iran or continue to engage with the perpetrators of crimes against human dignity, whether it will stand and fight for good or bow to appease evil. In German law, human dignity is sacrosanct, the absolute foundation of all other rights. This regime has made its destruction a governing principle, and it has brought that principle to German soil. German courts have linked Iranian state agencies to firebombing and shooting attacks on synagogues in Bochum and Essen. Intelligence services have documented Iranian cyber attacks on the German government, dissidents, and defense industries. And this is not new. The regime brags about the murders it has committed on your soil, like that of Iranian Kurdish dissidents or a beloved artist, Fereydun Farrokhzad. They have no shame. In fact, they boast. This is what they do. They have always done it, and they are doing it still on European soil, in European cities, against Europeans. The threats to Germany and Europe continues to this day. It threatens you with the terrorists it sends to your shores. It threatens you with the suicide drones it sends Putin in the war against Ukraine. It threatens you with its new long-range missiles that can hit the heart of continental Europe. As long as this regime is in place, you will continue to face these threats, and they will only get worse. No deal will solve this. No negotiations will solve this. It is in their DNA. For 47 years, you have tried to change this regime's behavior, and for that should be obvious by now. You have failed. So today, you have two choices. You can submit and continue to live under constant blackmail, or you can chart a new course. It is time for you to act and solve this problem for good, for your own sake. The Iranian diaspora has delivered its verdict. On February 14th, more than 250,000 Iranians gathered in Munich. They were not alone. They were joined by Germans who value freedom and dignity. Across Hamburg, Stuttgart, and Berlin, they marched under one flag with one demand: a free, secular, democratic Iran. Europe should listen to them and not negotiate with the terrorists who drove them into exile. The choice before Europe is not between war and peace. It is between a dying regime that endangers us all and a free Iran that can become a partner for stability. European governments must stop appeasing this regime, expel regime ambassadors, refuse to legitimize any arrangement that preserves the IRGC-centered power structure, prepare to recognize the transitional government when it is announced. The snapback sanctions, the closure of Iranian consulates, the push to list the IRGC as a terrorist organization, these are steps in the right direction, but they are not enough. For 47 years, the world has known Iran through the action of a regime that took a great nation hostage, chose ideology over its people's well-being, and exported terror instead of peace. But that is not the real Iran. The transitional government I envision will honor these commitments from the very first day, end Iran's nuclear ambitions immediately and permanently, and all support for terrorism, release every hostage, free every political prisoner, normalize relations with the international community. A free Iran will be a stabilizing anchor for the entire Middle East, ending the proxy wars that have ravaged Lebanon, Yemen, Iraq, and Syria, and become a partner for regional economic integration. Its energy potential, reconnected to global markets, would benefit European consumers, Persian Gulf neighbors, and the Iranian people alike. This is the single greatest untapped opportunity for regional peace in a generation, and more than $1 trillion in economic opportunity in a decade ahead. That is only possible when this regime is gone, when the Iranian people's revolution